I feel sick, but I slept last night, so that's good. Um, I want to say I'm trapped on the organic template and I can't get out. And I need my daughter's help. Oh my God. I'm going to cry. Um, because I'm going to cry because if I laugh at Colin for being trapped on the organic template, I'm going to cry. Um, oh, I'm going to say it. I get trapped on the organic template and I can't get out. And that's why I can't pick her up for her surgeries anymore. Unbelievable. There's laughing. There is so much laughing in that statement. But right now I'm shaking and I feel sick about it. So, you guys are always like, Alyssa, I feel trapped. And I'm like, yeah, like I also feel trapped and don't know how to help you guys half of the time. And oh, I feel sick, guys. um, okay. um, there was organic people in my room last night and they all gave me their wallets. They're like, money, you don't need money. You need money. And then they all were like, here. And they all like started like throwing their wallets at my bed. They're like, you don't need money. Here's money. Here's a ton of money. You don't need it. And so it was like a wad of wallets. Excuse me. And yeah, just like people coming out of the walls and like kind of like being sort of mechanical, honestly. And I mean, Alyssa, you're looking sort of mechanical. I think you want to stop talking about the silver walls. And I'm telling you that I'm seeing you do the same thing in my rooms, okay? Because I've done this before. And I wish you would stop either pretending or being stupid or whatever, because I'm seeing organic people end up mechanical, like all over my room. Like they sort of just end up they sort of like look like this, but like a mechanical thing. And so there's lots of fighting going on. I think that's why I'm feeling nervous and stuff. And I was out of it yesterday. I'm shaking today. So I'm usually shaking when we're clearing a really dense field. I was shaking a lot last year. And so, oh God. are we trying to separate boys and girls? Because they won't let us space code it. I'm working with my friends again in my room, Ra and Alex and Queen Amidala, which you guys know as RuPaul. We love RuPaul so much, very much in line with us, and it's just a very much feeling of organic template, organic planet on the horizon, and it's sort of making me giddy that I got my wish yet again. And I feel like that's an out of line person. Your new name is unnamed. So, so there's one princess. There's one princess in the room, okay? And you are warning yourself. And I've said this millions and millions of times. Remember we were talking about you? And I drew this like last year, and I was like, oh, there's you. Like, where's the you plane located? And there it is. There's the you. So it is in inner earth. And that's when we dropped. And that would be dropping into inner earth or whatever, dropping wherever we were into inner earth. And this is how to travel correctly. Okay, you travel in threes and traveling by yourself. I saw somebody go like this to get to it and then fly out. And it was a single person. And that's how you get yourself in trouble if you fly around. And that's how you get your incorrect images. And that's how you think that Alyssa is going to end up mechanical on a Silent Hill mechanical plane. Alyssa, you're looking very mechanical. You need to stop right now. That's you traveling like this by yourself. And I'm trying to help you and tell you how to travel correctly so that you don't hurt yourself in a very serious video game where we know that everything correlates to 3D. You know, like that's how you get yourself in trouble when you fly around by yourself and you're thinking that you're hot shit. Basically, you think you're like hot shit and like you have this game on lock or whatever, and you're just like, I can fly around by myself and I'm fine. No, you're not. Okay, and that's probably why I'm shaking right now, because I'm literally trying to help you every single day and you're not listening. And okay, so please try to start listening, because it's you're I mean, you're listening. Like, people can get stuck in the organic template. Okay, and oh, I feel so sick. I'm gonna puke. They said the hybrids come out of the mouth. Okay, so the hybrids are born out of the mouth. And I guess that's really disturbing to people, because they're like, that's not a part of normal human protocol. Like, I never want to see that again. I never want to see the people responsible for that again, which would basically be me, because I wasn't privy to the situation to redraw it or whatever. So, and I mean, if it's in hell, then weird things are going to happen. And this is obviously the start of hell taking over the planet, because you guys aren't listening to me. And you know what I mean? You can't just say, like, I never want to see this disturbing image again. It doesn't work like that at all. Like, you have to, you know, I'm trying to give you, it's like, listen to what I say, be obedient to what I say, but it's like, really, like, I'm trying to literally help you guys to not suffer. And that's why I get so frustrated and throw my fucking computer off of the desk because there's so many easy things to be able to help you, like speaking out loud about it and not pushing your agenda on the real aliens in the room and using our energy to cultivate these weird images and then getting really extremely mad at the weird images, like manifesting on the physical plane. I'm sorry, Alyssa, it's your story and you signed up for it. Okay, like, so are we respecting the Ryans in the room or are we respecting the princess in the room? Which is what makes Ryan so angry, right? So I'm telling you the truth. You know what I mean? You have to respect the princess in the room, okay? And then you get on Ryan and Alex's good side, okay? And that's how you get into our group. So the sky started filling. So you got, so there's so much like semi filling in. So yesterday, semi filling in, yesterday or 2 days ago was New York City right behind my house, and it was all of Manhattan, but it like only lightly fills in. It was lightly filling in with green, with like electric green, which is the fourth kind. And like who, like why, why would someone who like it's like not a newcomer to aliens or something like that. Like it's like literally like a newcomer to our group, to our family. You're a newcomer to basically our family, okay? And we have an entire like family dynamic set up, right? And like you come to Sedona and you like say like you have to like do it, you know what I mean? Like you say you dictate to our Sedona family how we have to do it, and we've been doing it a certain way for 10 years successfully, right? And we've developed a pattern that works for all of us and makes us feel happy and joyful and playful. And okay, so they're my family in Sedona. I've already said the names of the people. And then you come in and then you try to family correct us, and it's our family. It's like wife swap. And it's like, I'm telling you, like, all you're like, oh, there, but Alyssa's going to end up mechanical. No, I'm not. Okay. We've done this before and we've seen what happens. And you're okay. I think that makes sense. You can't tell our family how to do it when you came to our family for help. And if you came to our family for inclusion, then you came to our family for help. Okay. So you came to our family for friends and family and things that are in your, and like you're still not listening. Like, oh, like I thought I could just, do whatever I wanted or whatever. And like that's not your protocol. That's Olivia's protocol. That's a specific person in the game. Okay. She's actually a specific person. And there's probably a ton of Olivias that think they can do whatever they want that are on the wrong side as well. Okay, Olivia is a specific person. I don't know who I'm looking at other than the picture that I'm looking at, and I'm saying that this specific person is asking me a question. She showed like me like a Lakshmi statue or something like that, and she said, "Is this okay?" And I said, Olivia, you can do whatever you want because you're coated in gold. Okay, you're coated in gold, and that means she passes her tests. She passes her test. That means she's a smart cookie in the room. Okay, that's how you get that protocol. You don't get that protocol by listening to the princess and then being like, you said I could do whatever I want, and then you changed the protocol next year. No, I said that to Olivia because she's a smart cookie. I probably said the same thing to Krista. Okay. There's different people that are different levels of smartness, and then there's people that think they're smart and they try to overpower us, and it makes the game way worse. Like today, that's why I'm shaking. So I'm like, maybe I can't talk anymore. Maybe I can't talk today. Like I don't know. I'm already shaking. And I know that my friends don't like that. They don't like it when you make me shake and make me not be able to talk. Okay. So, if she only has the hots for herself, it is over for us. It's like you don't get it. It's like you don't get it at all. It's like you have to be forced to do things you don't want, and you have to force that onto the real princess. And that's what makes Ryan upset, because it affects his energy, because it makes him do things he doesn't want. Okay. And then if you deny that this is happening, then that's a whole nother game. And then that's probably how you're going to get stuck in the organic template. And like literally, that's all we're trying to do is like literally help people. And it's like, um, Alyssa, if you're talking about yourself and this, being stuck in the organic template, I'm going to shit my pants. Okay. And it's like, it's so hard to hear your voice because um, you've brought us to this point. You've really brought us to this point, and it's like, so anyway, there was organic people in my room last night. There's a lot of organic things forming all over the place. Like people are forming out of the organic landscape all over the place is what I'm seeing. Um, Manhattan was starting to form in my backyard, and I'm like, why doesn't it just fill in completely? Like fill in so I can like go look for Sebastian and Jen. And they're like, what if fake Manhattan disappears with her on it? Like, who cares? It's my video game. Like, I will be fine. So, I'm sick of this, are we, Gigi? We're so sick of this. That's why Gigi said, "What? Just go. I think you should just go with Armand." That's a very Brandon Lee thing to say. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Armand is the best, vote for the future. You know what I mean? Because if you keep talking to people and you keep being their therapist over and over and over, and they keep saying, but, you're like, well, yeah, you have a point. Okay. Armand is the way of the future. What do I know? I'm just your therapist. I'm just here to help you. But, I think I've found a better way if you actually take my steps. Okay. I think I've found a better, softer, sweeter, gentler, more unconditionally loving way that you might enjoy and actually still have your hellish proclivities, and they're actually fine in hell, in literal hell. Okay. But this is the surface level. You have to remember you're stuck on the surface level. Okay. And then they're just like, well, I just, every time I, go to Armand, I feel safe. I feel secure. I feel needed, and I like to complain to get to Armand, or, it's just like we have no idea who we're talking to. We have no idea what we're talking about. We have no idea what your arguments are, and how you get to Armand and how you come to that conclusion and da 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 da, all the things. We have no idea what we're talking about, you know. Um, but Gigi and I are sick of it. Okay, we goddamn sure are. We're fucking sick of it. Okay, you're getting on our goddamn last nerve because you keep asking us the same goddamn questions, and we're trying to tell you I don't feel, what I mean? I think I'm going to have panic attack for the rest of my life. Well, I think I have a solution for that, but, it is a choice. At the end of the day, it is a choice. Or listen, Gigi in on it. What are you talking about? I've been talking. I literally be posting these videos in the public that say I talked to Gigi. What do you mean? Are we in cahoots? These pictures are in the public. What do you mean? Are Gigi and me in cahoots? What do you mean? You're talking about my goddamn best friend. You know. Even when we fight, she's in my room. Okay, you gotta understand. Gigi's in my room. And even I'm fighting with her over walls. If I'm fighting with her, I'm fighting with her. Yeah, she's in my room, is what I'm saying. I'm not fighting with her right now, but I'm just saying, like, I know goddamn well that she's in my room and listening to me, and I'm all around. I'm all around with my friend, and I'm just like blah 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 blah. I know that we're talking all the time. Okay, I know that we're talking all the time. I know that we're in cahoots. All right, so our GG knows in cahoots. What kind of question is that? It's 2025. You're not listening at all if you're asking questions like that. You are wasting our time and precious energy. So, please, what is up with these stupid questions? They're escalating to me. Stop calling me queen, y'all are. I'm not the queen yet. I'm not the queen. I'm definitely not. I'm the princess, and I'm God. Okay, Princess God. Stop calling me the goddamn queen. Okay, you're making me turn into the queen. This is Melina. That's the queen. Melina is the queen, okay? And she's a fictional character called a reptilian queen. So if y'all want to call me the queen, I'm going to turn into a full-blooded reptilian on Earth and walk around as a reptilian. I already see her coming through me. So I'm fine with that as well. I am so fine with shapeshifting into my reptilian suit on Earth and showing off. I just want you to know that right now. That's fine with me. If you want to call me the queen and get me to shapeshift into, every time you call me the queen, okay, that's like denying me my father. Every time you call me the queen, oh, she doesn't need help. It's the same argument. She doesn't need help. She's the queen. First of all, I'm not the queen. I'm sitting here, you know, in my parents' apartment, right? In my parents' abode with nothing. And y'all are listening to me every day. It's getting on our goddamn nerves. Everyone's getting on our goddamn nerves. Everybody's listening to us, and everybody's being held back by the same person in their life. She's already coming through me, okay? And there might be other Melinas that come through first and come through the first chat and turn into a shapeshifter Melina on Earth, and y'all ain't gonna believe it because they know that they're Alyssa and they might shapeshift into Melina first to protect me, the princess, their daughter, and that might happen, and I'm fine with that. Oh God. So anyway, there looks like there's organic houses in the backyard. There looks like there's one house on this side that's facing in and one side in the back that's facing this way. And I don't see a house on this side. There's trees though. There's trees on this side, so I don't know. And then it looks like there's a hill in the backyard, and that's where the yellow house was that my sister talks about that I lived in as a child. That I didn't live in this house. I lived in the yellow house, and I was like, "Where is the yellow house? I don't see a yellow house anywhere." They're like, "The yellow house is your house, Liz," and I'm like, "Where is the yellow house?" And they said it's in a field. We have the field in the backyard, and they said there's like a hill on the backyard, and the yellow house is on top of the hill. Okay, there's a factory there. I haven't seen the yellow house manifest yet, but I'm talking to it, so maybe it will. And they've been talking about that yellow house all year. So there's a blue house, and then I want to say his house is tan, but I don't know. My brother's house, and then there's the yellow house on the hill. Okay, and it's like a yellow Victorian house. But right now it's a factory, and there's pipes and whatever. But I'm calling to it to manifest, to show off and show me where it is. But um, that's obviously a different timeline because those houses don't exist on this timeline, and I'm asking them to fill in and show off for me. You know, and that's where I saw the Victorian people having a party and like dancing and stuff on in the little tiny. It's like a little tiny blue house, tiny housing community. It's a little tiny blue house right there on the edge of the yard, and that's where the Victorian. I saw a bunch of Victorian people, and then I see people hanging out where that house is. I see people hanging out in that area. Fresh just walks around and then like stares in that general direction, and he just like stopped and stood and stared last night. And I was like, "What's there, Fresh? What's there?" And then they were like, and then Claire was like, "Is it your house, Alyssa?" and and I was like, "That's the blue house, isn't it? That's where the blue house lives." And it's like, pull your attention away from 3D or take your attention to 3D, which doesn't really have much in it, you know? It's like it just has people going off in their head with their proclivities and stuff, and which gets me pulled out literally every single day. And so this the blue house. There's people there. Fresh just sits and stares at it. And then I tried to walk him over to it, and he wouldn't walk. He was like frozen. I was like, okay, we don't have to walk over to it, Fresh. He was like scared, looking at it, and then he just sits and he just stares and he looks at it. There's a portal in my neighbor's house that is fully manifested, just like this house. It's fully manifested, and there's a portal over there, and there's just people walking through this portal, organic people walking through this portal to this house. And I'm like, what are you walking to this house for? There's all these organic people just like on their phone, like walking to this house, you know? And I'm like, what's going on here? Then there was spaceships that kept lighting up the sky last night with different lights. They would like show off for a second, and they'd be like a light over here, a light over here, a light over here. There's a spaceship over here. They would like the different lights in the sky, and I'd be like, whoa. And I asked them to come down. Oh, and they did try to abduct me too. And then they're like, oh, it's a real princess. Let me put her back, right? Okay, Olivia, is it you, Olivia, or is it me, Olivia, that he did that to? Okay, I'm not a person. You definitely are a person. If you're living on the 3D with a license and a job, you're definitely a person. Okay, um, so why don't you say the truth? Okay, who did he put that posted on? All right, so you want to steal my face, okay? So and you think that you're hot shit. How do you want to steal my face and you think you're hot shit in the same sentence? You think you're a hot woman and you think you're like the shit with your face, but you want my face. Make it make sense. Okay? You obviously don't think you're hot if you're like, I want Alyssa's face. So which one's the real one? I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of it. Y'all want my goddamn face. Y'all want my life. Y'all want my body. Y'all want my husband's. So are you the hot shit then? It's pretty clear to me who the hot shit in is the room. You know who the hot shit is in the room. If y'all want to steal everything from me, it's like you're delusional in your thinking and everything, and then you just want to combat me. You want to combat me because you're mad or whatever at that fact. It's crazy to me. You're like, oh, he just put a post-it on your sign that said evicted. Like he put a post-it on whose sign? On whose head? Which one? Probably yours. Okay, probably yours because I didn't see it. Okay, do you get that? He probably put it on your head because you do this to yourself, and y'all keep thinking you're gonna do this to the princess, but y'all are doing it to yourself. Meanwhile, you're thinking that you're the hottest shit in the world, the hottest babe in the world, and then you're like, it's just clothes. I can put on Alyssa's clothes just fine. Okay, so which one's the hot shit, Alyssa or Olivia? Since you think you're Olivia and can do whatever you want, which one is it? Y'all don't even want to keep your face anymore. You just want to be Alyssa's face. So I think I'm the hot shit. If y'all want to be Alyssa's face, okay? I don't think there's a competition then if everybody wants to be Alyssa. There's no competition. You know that you're not the hot shit then. You know that, like, I can be Alyssa. I can be Alyssa. Okay, then who's the hot shit? Then, you know what I mean? Who's the energy threatening then? You know what I mean? You're threatening yourself, okay? It's a backlash whiplash. Who are you asking? Y'all gonna get me thrown in my void again, is what you're gonna do. You know that you're not hot shit. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. I'm so over people being like, I'm Alyssa. Like, look at your face. You're not Alyssa. Like there's good people with your face. You don't have to be Alyssa and take everything that Alyssa has. You can grow yourself. She's like, I'm about to be asked out, and I need to tell myself off. Like, how many times in the goddamn world do I have to say that that is illegal to tell off the real princess? And the aliens are smart. You probably saw that they tried to abduct them. Oh, it's real princess. Put her back. That's how smart the aliens are. Like, you need to smarten up, human beings. Okay, or you're going to end up stuck in the organic template and call me and be like, Alyssa, I feel stuck. Like, how did you get there? This conversation right here is how you got there. This conversation right here, where you keep telling me off and telling me the bad things are going to happen to me, and I'm the real princess, and you got all my men around me getting extremely angry at you for telling me off, the real princess, because they're like, she is supposed to be a protected princess, all the, and you keep going on and on about how unprotected I am and how unsafe I am and all this stuff. They're here too. They hear that. And they want you to shut up. They're getting angry. That's why they're getting angry. And that's why I feel sick to my stomach. You cannot tell off the real princess. You cannot tell me off and then expect good things to happen to you. Okay, there's one thing in the room. Then there was an Anakin in the yard because they wouldn't come down, and Anakin was like, "Fine, fuck it, I'll go up." And I saw him run and then do the Anakin jump where there's like no gravity and jumping on ship. Okay, so I don't know how else to tell you this, that nobody tells off the real princess anymore. Everybody's nice to me. I never thought I would be walking into a fight this year. I really didn't. No one does this to me anymore. They're smarter than that. They're smarter to realize that they've been bamboozled with their thoughts in their head, saying, "I feel like I need to," you know what I mean? I need to tell the real princess, or I'm being told to tell the real princess. Like, everyone is smarter than that now, and we don't know why we're dealing with this year. Isn't that called bullying? Isn't that called bullying? And isn't that against the law? Okay, if y'all want to just make me stressed and angry, isn't that, aren't you the problem? If you're like, oh, this bad thing's gonna happen to you, this bad thing's gonna happen to you, this bad thing's gonna happen to you, isn't that calling me pain, strife, stress, fear? The real princess to the real princess. And y'all think the universe is gonna look at that in favorable eyes? The universe is not gonna look at that in favorable eyes. We never thought we were walking into a fight this year. Never. Ever, ever. That's not in the vernacular. That's not in the protocol. Okay, most people are smarter than that. You are being led astray. I don't know how much clearer I can get. Giving real stress to the real princess is literally illegal, and the whole universe knows that. Even people, and then they still keep going. Stop looking like this. And listen. It's not about your fucking smile on the goddamn screen. Like, just sit there and listen. Like, I don't know how many times I have to say this. It's 2025. I'm still dealing with this, okay? All right, so organic people. Yeah, so they're starting to come to life, okay? The organic people are starting to manifest on this plane, on the physical plane. So And it's due to me being, it's called a physical attack to us psychic people. When you attack us in telepathy, that's called a physical attack to us. So this is a physical attack, and that's changing the room to the organic template when we could have a peaceful, fun game. Okay. I'm trying to think of the other stuff that I saw. There was so much. My dreams last night, I was at Ryan's event with Ryan and my friend Gabe, who's my ex-boyfriend, who I guess we tried to get married a bunch of times in this timeline, and it never worked out. I mean, we tried to get together, but we kept like missing each other basically. And that correlates to everything that's going on or whatever. But he wanted to surprise me and impress me that he heard me in telepathy. If I go to Ryan's event, then he will show up and impress me or whatever. And it's like I kind of don't want him at the event because these women are so goddamn crazy, but of course I'll be fine with it if he does show up and impress me or whatever. But it's like we got to deal with all these crazy ass women, that think like they can just get in the middle of us and stuff. Like, no, he's literally only here for me. Like, I mean, imagine a boyfriend, traveling across the country to an event to impress his ex girlfriend, the real princess, and a bunch of fake princesses being like, oh, who's this man? Like, so freaking daft and so dense that, like, they're not picking up, like, literally the signs and signals, literally physically right in front of them. Like, this man has missed his wife for so goddamn long that he decided to impress the princess and be like, oh, yeah, I'm here too. I love Ryan DeRowan. I love Unite the Collective. And like be like, oh, that's amazing, and he wanted to impress me and be like, yeah, I'm in on it too, da da da, like, and then a bunch of like, wafer chicks just being like, oh my god, who's this tall glass of water? Like, we laugh at you so hard, okay, when you act like that. All right, I want you to know that we laugh at you so hard, and I've been like that my whole life. That's not new for Alyssa. I've always been like that, okay? It's been a long time being me, 45 years on this timeline. So we would just be like, we should be like, well, I'm younger. Well, you want my face. So I don't know what you're even talking about. It's like, y'all got to stop it. Stop the competition. Y'all signed a non-compete. Y'all make my men angry or whatever. They're like, oh, I see what she means about Gabe. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to get to know. It's like we already know what would happen, right? We already know what would happen. We don't, it's just like, it's just like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? Just be normal people. Like, if you're not going to give good advice, don't give any advice at all. That's not true. I don't know who that is. That's a false Gabe. They both just thought about it. Like, no, that's not true. They tried to get married after the event. Okay, me and Gabe tried to get married after we met in Miami. Wasn't it Miami? I think it was Miami or Orlando. Orlando. After Orlando, we met in Orlando, and then he was like, "Fine, I'll marry her." And then he like texted me. He's like, "Let's go snowboard in Liss or something." And then for some reason, I was like, "Nah." Like, like that's how my relationships went or whatever. And then he was like, let me impress her by showing up at one of the events that she goes to or whatever. I don't know if he actually did show up at one of the events, and then I wasn't there, and he was like, I don't know, and then maybe Lulu was there or something. It's like we know ourselves, it's not, it's, you think you're included. That's why it's annoying. I don't know, but I saw it last night or whatever, and like I'm happy to. It doesn't really matter. Like my personal life doesn't. My personal life doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter to the general public because I don't get to live it out loud. I have to sit here. Oh yeah, I had Simon Rex in my dream last night too. He's like, I was in your dream last night too, Liz. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Simon Rex. Do you guys know Simon Rex? He's a celebrity. Um, I used to hang out with him all the time in Hollywood, literally all the time in Hollywood. So I must have lived with him. I must have dated him. I probably married him too on a timeline or something, or maybe he was just my friend or whatever. But obviously, I thought Simon Rex was like the most beautiful man in the world, and he kind of looks like Gabe, but Gabe has like dark brown eyes. Um, he's just like a really nice guy. I know, like you guys, the problem is with y'all fake ladies is that y'all get so impressed by beauty that it's like y'all don't appreciate the beautiful men for like everything else that they bring, and that gets so annoying to us. Just like it gets annoying to me, it gets really annoying to my men. That's why we like to hang out together. I think I was in the office with Simon Rex last night, but it was like a proclivities office where they were doing like lots of weird and inappropriate things. I don't know. I feel like I made out with him or something. It's like I feel like I didn't make out with him in the office, but like we did make out with him. Like it's like what's going on now and what's going on now in reality, where it's like you hear it going on in the loudspeaker and you're like, is he really grabbing her boob in the office, or am I just watching them pretend to grab her boob? I think he like grabbed my boob or something like that. And I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like, what are you doing? You're in an office situation. You're fucking weirdos. And that's what me and Simon Rex think. Okay. We're like, what the hell's happening? And like, what is going on with you guys? Like that you do these weird things out of line, like in weird out of line places. And then because they're just like so impressed. They're like, is that Simon Rex? Because they see him inside of another person or whatever. Where did I meet Simon Rex? He used to go to yoga with me. Simon Rex and Russell Brand used to go to yoga with me. And so I met him there, and it was like he just was always at the parties that I was at. Simon Rex was like literally like everywhere that I went to. He probably is in my family as well. He was at Coachella with me, just everywhere. He's just, you know, um, of course, if I knew what I know now, I would have been running up to him and be like, "Hello, Simon Rex. Uh, please, can you take care of Real Princess? We have an issue on our hands in the future." And anyway, so I saw Simon Rex at a party at Coachella when I was hanging out with I think he was like boxing commissioner of Las Vegas. His son, it was like a boxing it's like a boxing empire of Las Vegas. Was the dad of this man that I uh dated for a while. Um so he was sort of like Las Vegas royalty. He was sort of like Las Vegas royalty. This other guy, just call him like Jon Snow or something. And I didn't even know that he had this like avant-garde past in Las Vegas where he grew up. He was like a pro skater. He was a pro skater, and then he started like a skateboarding company that I worked for, and I date a lot of skateboard company owners, or I did in my past, and I know Melissa's my old coworker from that company, and she's like, "I'm gonna cry. I can't believe this is happening again." I know. I did see World War III bombs being like shot off the other night, and I saw like what I thought was fireworks, but I think it was an explosion, like a three World War III explosion. So yeah, so I was with him at a Coachella party, um, and Simon Ricks was there, and things just got weirder and weirder. It just kept getting weirder and weirder and stranger and stranger. He had these crazy eyes. That guy. He had these crazy. I mean, I know you guys think I have crazy eyes, but he had like crazy, like light blue, crazy eyes. Um, and he dated me in between a supermodel. I don't remember her name, and then this famous actress, Catherine. Hold on, Catherine. What's that girl's name? Ah, not Catherine Zeta-Jones. Catherine Keener. He dated this famous model, and then me, and then Catherine Keener, and he ended up treating me pretty grossly at the end. So we broke up because he started treating me as if I was not special. And of course, he knows who the real princess is, and then there's a command to treat her like shit or whatever. And I don't know why you men get possessed like that or whatever, but so yeah, he sandwiched me in between a supermodel and um, Catherine Keener, who is obviously a famous actress. Okay, and he absolutely 100% dated her. Okay, I got to keep convincing you guys that I know famous actors and actresses. Well, we're screwed. And it's just like, if you want that woman or whatever, you want that type of life, it's fine, but like you got to stop like that's how yeah, that's how I am. I'm just like, if you want Catherine Keener, if you want like an older motherly type or whatever, and you want to be, that's what makes you happy and feel safe. I'm fine with that, but you got to stop ping ponging me back and forth because I think he broke up with me and dated her and then came back to me, um, or something like that. And I was just like, this is not appropriate. It's just not appropriate. It's like, oh, it's just Hollywood. It's just Hollywood. No, it's not Hollywood. Okay, we know by now how the aliens are and how they're sick of this as much as I am. And that's how we discovered that that you guys like to abuse us. We are not used to it. And that's why I don't want to mention his name or anything like that, or it's just not appropriate to treat me like that. Okay, my face turned into electric purple saying that. So and I had a lot of nice coworkers there that I loved a lot. I loved a lot. Um it is not okay to ping pong us back and forth and to abuse us like this and to string us along for a year and say you'll work with us and then be mean to us or whatever and then be nice to us again and all this stuff. Like, there's only one thing in the universe that's making my skin glow saying this out loud. There's people that got reverse codes in my goddamn family. Okay, so you know, um, this is like, it's just like y'all gotta stop. That's why I'm like, ooh. Um, yeah. I'm saying this is related to people, is why I'm talking about people or whatever. I'm saying all of this stuff happened and it is related to people and events in my actual life. And I'm trying to clear it so this stuff stops happening, okay? Because y'all are related to drama and it's just, it's just, I already told y'all are walking in on our family and we're having a happy time and it's just not okay to do this dramatic stuff. There's one thing in the world, and you know exactly who it is, okay? Oh, oh. It's a Trey fighting himself right now on the loudspeaker. So yeah, there was shadow people too, and they're like, those aren't shadow people, those are organic people. Well, it's probably both. Okay, right now it's a shadow person. There's like shadow people in my room, and yeah, there's just all sorts of things going on. There's a fox person demon looking at me right now. And then I was on the elevator in my dream with the boss of the company. I didn't know I was on the wrong elevator. You know those elevators that skip a bunch of floors, and I was like, oh, like it closed the doors on me, so I had like I had no choice but to press the button to ride up the floors. And then he organically came out of the elevator and was in the elevator with me, the boss of the company, in this dream last night. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was going up to your floor, to your penthouse suite, Mr. Alpha Male of the company or whatever. And he's like, that's okay. This okay. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, thank you very much, but no thank you. And like let him go out and then like went back down to my floor or whatever. So I was at work again in a high rise last night. Um, so there was so many things I wanted to talk about. The planets are filling in just from me talking about this. I saw my new father. I've seen him a few times. I saw him last night. You only get to be my father if you're in line, if you're extremely in line. And so that's how this guy, he's starting to fill in, and he was asking them, let me see how you eat. Okay. And then they showed off and showed them how they ate, and they were eating over the phone. So they were eating through conversation over the phone. That's how people eat. That's how literally some people eat. They don't consider food. They consider conversations food. And so they eat over the phone. Okay. And that's what they were showing my new father. And he was like, now let me show you. And he was doing this through the mirror. And he was like, now let me show you how I eat. And he grabbed a yogurt and he ate his yogurt. And he was like, this is how I eat. Okay. This is how I eat. Okay. And so he was given a live demonstration, but y'all like pretend not to hear it. That's how you eat. Okay. That you don't eat over the phone through a conversation. And then it turns into a proclivity scene or whatever. And they just don't, care about who hears it or whatever. They obviously don't care about who hears it, or do they think it's a private conversation? I already told you nothing's private, everything's known. There's cameras all over the place, and we're following the 1D, and you're going to see the cameras manifest all over the place. Okay, everything's filmed, everything is known. It's known that I'm the real princess. It's known that I'm supposed to be held sweetly, kept sweetly, listened to, respected. Okay, it's known. Okay, it's known. And so he showed up for me. I went into a time tunnel, sort of like into him, or into the area of him. And then that started to fill in Saturn. So the triangle is like this or whatever, and then the triangle opens up and it becomes a square, and that's Saturn. And so it's becoming a square, and Krista drew an image of a square with the square in the middle, and that's Saturn starting to fill in. And Light Star was saying she activates planets, Rion. That's her job. She activates planets, and she's supposed to work with you to activate the Earth or whatever. And you know, Rion and I work together. Y'all know that or whatever. And I do try to keep him safe or whatever. We play together, and we know it's playing together, and we know that we know what's going to happen like ahead of time or whatever, into the places that he's going to go and stuff. And I'm allowed to advise my brother to keep him safe or whatever. Because look where we are today. This is insane. This is so insane. Didn't your little brother tell you the same thing? To go get a job, Alyssa? Did I hear that? Y'all telling the real princess what to do again? You're basically telling me I can't have Colin Farrell when you say that. That I can't be. I just said it. Y'all are crazy. I just said it. The universe knows to hold me sweetly and to keep me sweetly and to listen to me. And then you just said, didn't he tell you the same thing? To go get a job. Da 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 da. Okay, those are two different stories. I just told you how I just told you how you're interrupting our family life. I literally just said it. I just said it. Okay, so there you go. Don't worry about that phone number. All right, so there you go. So, it's like crazy. This whole world is crazy. You want to make me feel guilty for trying to be your therapist when y'all come to me. It's like y'all know that I'm your therapist. Y'all know that to come to me with your questions. And then it's like if I say something that's going to harm you, don't do that or whatever. And then they're like, why is she telling you to not do your job? Isn't this your job? And it's like, what are you talking about? Then don't ask me why your husband sleeps on the couch, Becky Sue. Is 3D real or not? Is it, you know what I mean? Is credit real or not? Is the organic template real or not? Y'all that see the organic template every year know this shit ain't real as fuck. And then don't come to me with your questions. Then don't come to me with your goddamn questions about, why has this happened to me? Why is this happening to me? Why am I suffering? Why am I suffering greatly? I'm telling you the fucking answer, Kuba. I'm telling you the goddamn answer, and then you don't want to listen to me. It's crazy. It's so crazy making. It's like y'all get mad at me for being honest and being direct and being correct and accurate. Y'all get angry at me for being accurate. It's crazy. It's so crazy making. Mhm. Uh, uh, uh. It's already World War III. It's all an overlay, and they move me to different levels so that I don't experience it, but I might be able to pull it through just to get it over with because y'all don't listen to me and y'all think I need a job when You all causing World War III with your minds because you keep arguing with me, and the universe is clear to hold me sweetly. The universe is clear. You, uh,